A few weeks ago, I went through the workflow that I currently use for Cubase. One of the topics there was regarding the bus workflow and sub-buses. I have key commands set up on the number pad so that each number on the keypad solos a sub-bus. So for example, 1 is kick and bass, 2 is percussion, 3 is leads, 4 is Atmos. I also have the decimal point as the current selected track and 0 as the reference track. In live, it is possible to do something similar. I will say that it is a lot more flexible in Cubase, but it's much easier in live. For the first part of this video, I will just do the sub-buses. So let's start with those now. To do that, I'm sure most of you already actually know it's very, very simple. But for those who don't, let's go through them now. What you need to do is click on Key up the top here. And then you click on the function that you'd like to map. So in this case, it's S for solo. Click on that. And now we click the keypad number that we want. So kick and bass, we want 1. And then as you can see in the top left here, it is mapped key number 1 to kick and bass solo. Let's continue on and do percussion. Put that on 2. Leads, I want 3. And Atmos to be 4. So once that's done, click on key again, and now it'll be mapped. So if I play this back, I can solo just kick and bass. Let's do the same, and for percussion, leads, and Atmos, I'll just run through them as the track plays. The problem with this though in live is that in its default state you're unable to solo more than one track with a key command. You can solo more than one by holding Control or whatever the equivalent on Mac is, and then you can solo more than one. But you can't do key commands with Control. It won't let you do it as a default. So to remedy that, I'm not sure who knows this little trick, but if you go to the preferences, record, warp, and launch down here, you see exclusive arm and solo. So that does what it says. It only allows one track to be soloed or armed exclusively. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of solo. Close that. So let's play that back and then see if we can solo more than one track using the key commands. I should point out that you don't need to do Control anymore. It's just using the keypad exactly the same way that I was doing on Cubase. So let's have a play. There we go, that seems to work. The benefit of doing this is that if I'm working on just a lead, for example, and I don't want to be distracted with the Atmos, then I can just mute or solo everything except for that and then just focus. The same for kick and bass. Maybe I just want that with percussion. It's infinitely variable now. So that's good for the buses, but usually where this really starts to shine is when I'm working on a particular channel. So if I want to hear just this squelch, for example, in context with the kick and bass, I need a way to solo that. And fortunately, Live makes this quite easy. It's simply S for that, and then the shortcuts that we set up earlier before. So let's listen to the kick and bass and the squelch together. First I'll press 1, and then S for the current selected track. So there you go. You can move around the project, pressing S for the current selected track, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the buses, as mentioned at the start. And the other one, which is incredibly useful, is the reference track. So as you can see down here, I have a channel called reference. So let's set this one up. Similar process, key, select on this solo, and in my case I press 0, and that has assigned now, and do key to go back. So what we can do is now we can play back this current track, or not really a track, it's just something I put together for the purpose of this video. Let's play it back and then A/B it with the reference. So as you can see and hear, the reference is dropping back in seamlessly with the original track, or the new track. So now we have lots of flexibility with the buses, the current selected track, and the reference. Let's just play it back and we'll do a bit of switching so you can hear again. There you go. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions on how to set it up. It's really quite easy. Just make sure that one thing that stumped me for a while, make sure you don't have this the keyboard selected like that. Otherwise the shortcuts won't work. So if I try to do S now, nothing is happening. But press that again, and sure enough, it solos. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.